7 common foods that cause inflammation. Do you frequently get severe irritation in your chest while lying down or eating your favorite food? If you are one of those, you should not skip this video, as it is a very serious issue and your health might be at risk. But you shouldn't be concerned, since we are going to explain everything there is to know about inflammation, including the kinds of foods you should limit in order to keep inflammation at bay. Starting our list with alcohol. It is common knowledge that excessive alcohol can adversely affect physical health. But excessive alcohol use also irritates and inflames the liver, esophagus, and larynx, which many people don't realize. Alcohol abuse, when left unchecked, can cause chronic inflammation and irritation, eventually leading to cancer, if you are someone who enjoys drinking alcohol on occasion. In that case, the good news is that if you drink in moderation, you should be able to continue to enjoy your favorite drinks while avoiding the more significant negative consequences of drinking. A glass of water should do the trick if you've been drinking and are starting to feel puffy in the face and stomach. Water consumption before, during, and after alcohol use has been shown to mitigate inflammation caused by alcohol. You should switch to water if you're feeling bloated after drinking alcohol to eliminate the bloat. If you are still experiencing health difficulties due to alcohol-related inflammation, you must seek the advice of a qualified healthcare expert. Then there is cooking oil. Nowadays, many cooking oils are marketed as vegetable oils, suggesting they are better for you than traditional oils. Unfortunately, most of these oils are bad for you because they lack the ideal 3:1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3. To ensure that our bodies get access to the necessary fatty acids they require, a 4:1 omega-6 to 3 ratio is preferred. In the United States, the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids in the usual diet is 15:1. This is exacerbated by the fact that many cooking oils are vital in omega-6 but low in omega-3. Peanut oil, grapeseed oil, cottonseed oil, safflower oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil are all excellent sources of omega-6 essential fatty acids. Canola oil is arguably the worst oil you can use in the kitchen. The primary component of cooking spray is canola oil. Canola oil is not derived from canola seeds. Instead, it is processed from rapeseed. Please note that canola oil is a partially hydrogenated oil. Genetic engineering has led to the modification of 90% of canola oil produced today, GMO. The first genetically modified variety was developed by Monsanto in 1995. The company, Dow Chemicals, has patents on modified canola oil as well. Hence, for your diet and other uses, we advise you to stick with organic extra virgin olive oil and organic coconut oil. Olive oil is highly recommended for salads and similar dishes, while coconut oil is the best cooking oil. Third on the list is gluten. There has been a great deal written on gluten in the past few years. It is a common misconception that only those with celiac disease are affected by this. The vast majority of people experience some sort of adverse reaction to gluten. Many are surprised to learn how sensitive their bodies are until they exclude gluten from their diet and see the difference. Those who are keen on gluten often have inflammation as a result. Joint pain, headaches, chronic fatigue, constipation, and even rashes are just some of the symptoms that many people experience. In order to better inform your audience, we'd like to provide some background information about gluten. Gluten is a protein commonly consumed by humans because it is present in wheat, rye, barley, and most grains. Wheat has been a staple food for many people and the primary source of gluten in the Western diet for many years. However, only a few realize that since the 1970s, wheat has been bombarded with gamma rays and purposefully modified to create a new variety with a considerably larger seed head, roughly 2 feet shorter, but produces a higher yield. In addition to being less nutritious than traditional wheat, this new variety has a glycemic index, GI, score higher than sugar. Because of this, we strongly advise those who have diabetes to steer clear of consuming wheat first thing in the morning. Next up is red or processed meat, and there's a long list of why. Meats that have been processed have been salted, cured, smoked, or fermented, typically to impart taste or preserve the flesh. Chemical preservatives are frequently used at this phase. Long-term exposure to these substances harms the digestive tract and may raise the likelihood of developing colon cancer. Also, the advanced glycation end products, AGEs, found in processed meats are harmful. In a process called glycation, sugar binds to protein and fat in the bloodstream, creating AGEs. When AGEs build in the body, they cause inflammation because the body can't get rid of them fast enough. High AGE production is a known risk factor for diabetes and hyperglycemia. More alarming is that eating processed beef has been connected to colon cancer growth. Hence, to minimize inflammation, we advise you to adopt specific strategies for reducing your red and processed meat consumption. First, try going meat-free once a week. Instead of making meat the focus of your meal, try focusing on plant-based foods like vegetables, fruits, and complex carbs high in fiber. Meats with a serving size of fewer than 4 ounces are the best option. Here's a reality check for you. Most processed meats have 5 grams or more of fat per serving. Added sugar is another item that causes inflammation. On average, men eat 17 teaspoons of added sugar each day. However, do you know that around 6 teaspoons per day are the right amount? Sugar is a well-known contributor to inflammatory reactions in the body and is associated with severe health issues like diabetes, obesity, liver damage, and other chronic illnesses. Although we all know that sugar is a critical component of candies, pastries, snacks, sodas, and fruit juices, it also goes by the high fructose corn syrup, HFCS. Research has proven that high fructose corn syrup is more hazardous than sugar. Therefore, it's best to stay away from it. Corn syrup, fructose, dextrose, sucrose, and maltose are all guises for sugar that you'll see on nutrition labels. You'll frequently see a combination of these on a single label. To put it simply, blood sugar levels rise after eating. The hormone insulin subsequently transports the glucose into the cells for fuel. Yet, when there is an excess of sugar in the blood at once, insulin attempts to store the surplus in fat cells, leading to an increase in fat mass. Several studies have shown that this can cause weight gain and insulin resistance over time, 2 metabolic diseases linked to other health issues such as chronic inflammation. But let us tell you, there is a difference between natural sugars and added sugars. Foods like fruit and simple dairy have natural sugars already present. In contrast, added sugars are not natural, but are added for flavoring purposes. The last but most important one is trans fat. Hydrogenation is a manufacturing method used to make trans fats in the food industry. Experts agree that hydrogen alters the fat's texture, thickness, and shelf life. Yet, studies have shown that no amount of trans fats is safe for human consumption. This means that you should strive to consume less than 1 gram of trans fat daily. They are commonly used in restaurants and baked items like cookies, crackers, and other sweets. Let's explain why trans fat falls on this list. Your levels of bad cholesterol, LDL, will increase, and your good cholesterol, HDL, levels will decrease due to your consumption of trans fats. There is a correlation between the two behaviors and an increased risk of inflammation, raising the likelihood of developing cardiovascular disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Food producers have become inventive with labeling since they know trans fats are the newest bad guys on the block. Although many packaged foods boast no trans fat or trans fat-free labeling, manufacturers may sneak in 0.5 grams or less per serving. Here's where things get complicated. Eating more than one dish will likely cause you to exceed the daily limit of 1 gram of trans fat. But don't worry, because looking at the ingredients is one way to tell if something is really free of trans fat. A food item is high in trans fat if it contains hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. Let's simplify things for you in the final moments of this video. If you're finding it challenging to stay positive, try shifting your focus from the meals you can't eat to those you can. Include various colorful fruits and vegetables, plenty of healthy fats like avocados, almonds, fatty fish, and leaner protein sources like beans, quinoa, eggs, and chicken. Often we consume fewer vegetables than we should, yet these foods contain the most beneficial nutrients for optimal health and well-being. Use the basic guidelines of less than 4 grams of saturated fat and added sugars per serving, and aim to fill half your plate with veggies. If you stick to these easy adjustments, they will add up to significant results without overwhelming you. We really hope that this has helped you understand what foods create inflammation and how you may protect yourself from the effects of such items. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe to our channel. Have a good day. Goodbye.